Sooner or later, you will fall for someone just the way I fell for you. I tell you, I just told you so. Maybe you'll sit and cry and watch love pass by. I hope this don't happen to you. Or later, your someone may be carefree and treat you like you treated me. If this ever happens to you, you won't know just what to do, but sooner or later you'll fall. But sooner or later you'll fall. Hold it, boys. Let's do Buffalo Gals with a new twist. What do you say? Ride it out. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, all right. On a Saturday night, I tell you where to go. Just outside a place called Buffalo. In the cool of the evening when the moon comes out, the boys gather round, you can hear them shout. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? Coming out tonight, come on out tonight. Yeah. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? We're gonna do the twist by the light of the moon. I'm Johnny. Ride. Booger. They don't need no hardwood floor. They got a concrete slab and a whole lot more. No air conditioning, there's an evening breeze. You can dance in your socks and do as you please. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? Coming out tonight, come on out tonight. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? We're gonna do the twist by the light of the moon. Oh, there's a good time tonight for everybody. Right. Around in their hot rod cars. They come from near and they come from far. There's no jukebox and you don't need no. They got a transistor radio. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? Coming out tonight, come on out tonight. Buffalo gal, ain't you coming out tonight? We're gonna do the twist by the light of the moon. By the light of the moon. Saturday long about now, feed the chickens and we milk the cow. Fire's filling up with music and song. Gonna have a party all night long. All night long, listen to the fiddle. Music's going strong. Hearts alive, it's Saturday night. Gonna have a party all night long.
Oh, piano, look out there, Benny. That's Benny Johnson. Yeah.
I got a gal that lives across the creek. Every time I look at her, my knees get weak. First time I tried to take her on my knees, she took after me with a single tree. All night long, listen to the fiddle, music's going strong. Hearts alight, it's Saturday night, gonna have a party all night long.
Oh, Johnny. Oh, Mr. Gimble, that's Fiddle. Yeah.
Sun's as hot as the 4th of July. The chicken won't lay and the cow's gone dry. Creek's dried up, I can't go fishing. Should be working till sitting here wishing. All night long, listen to the fiddles. Music's going strong. Hearts alight, it's Saturday night. Gonna have a party all night long.
Oh, tear down, Gene, but don't you run it. Mr. Gene Crownover. Right.
Big watermelon hanging on the vine. Said to keep out, I couldn't read the sign. The gun went off and I started to run. Left that watermelon in the sun. All night long, listen to the fiddle. Music's going strong. Hearts alight, it's Saturday night. Gonna have a party all night long. Coming up, the rooster's crowing. Fiddler's gone, I gotta be going back to the house across the creek. We'll be back at the end of the week. All night long, listen to the fiddle. Music's going strong. Hearts alight, it's Saturday night. Gonna have a party all night long. Gonna have a party all night long.
Jody.
You can't break a heart without killing a soul.
Oh, tell me more.
You don't seem to realize, even though you have been told, love is a precious thing, yes, and worth much more than gold.
Oh.
You can't break a heart without killing a soul. There was a time when I wanted you, but you played around and proved yourself untrue.
Oh.
So now it's all over and our love has grown cold. You can't break a heart without killing a soul.
Together, boys, all together here now.
There was a time when I wanted you, but you played around and proved yourself untrue. So now can't break a heart without killing a soul.
Oh, yeah. sing a little song. What do you say? Yeah.
If he moves in, I'm moving out of your heart. For I can't stand the things I'm finding out. If he means that much to you, then you can't love me too. So if he's moving in, I'm moving out. If he moves in and takes the place I've occupied so long, will he support your fickle heart after I'm gone? So please make up your mind and let there be no doubt. For if he's moving in, I'm moving out.
Otto, let's play. All three boys, three guitars, all together now.
Like my heart wants me to do. I'll just lock up my feeling and leave it up to you. So please make up your mind and let there be no doubt. For if he's moving in, I'm moving out. If he moves in and takes I've occupied so long, will he support your fickle heart after I'm gone? So please make up your mind and let there be no doubt. For if he's moving in, I'm moving out.
Move over, little dog. Let the big dog in. Yeah, come in, Joe. Let's get it over.
Get it over and done with.
Tell us.
There ain't no use in dragging it out.
You're a man of few words,
Let's
Joe.
get it over and done with.
I hear you.
Let's make up or I'm walking out. I know you're mad at me. I'm sorry as can be. What more can I say? You know I want to stay. Let's get it over and done with.
Yes, yes.
There ain't no use in dragging it out. Let's get it over and done with. Let's make up or I'm walking out.
Oh, let's turn it on, boys. Turn it on. Yeah. Brother G, Billy, Maurice.
You keep me on a string, won't tell me anything.
That's me.
If you want me, I'll stay. If you don't, I'll walk away. Let's get it over and done with. There ain't no use in dragging it out. Let's get it over and done with. Let's make up or I'm walking out. Let's make up or I'm walking out. Let's get it over and done with now.
got a giant in my washer. Come in here, Jody, sing.
As I look at the letters that you wrote to me, it's you that I am thinking of,
Darling.
as I read the lines that to me were so sweet. I remember I faded love.
All together, boys, all together. Let's play.
Jody?
I think of the past and of the pleasures we've had as I watch the mating of the dove.
Tell me more.
It was in the springtime that you said goodbye. I remember I faded love. I miss you, darling, more and more every day. As heaven would miss the stars above. With every heartbeat I still think of you and remember our faded love, and remember our faded love.
Tears to wild horse eyes. Yeah. Man after my own heart with a razor. Look out there, brother Al Strickland. Get after it, boy. Get after it. Guitars, Waltz and Gene. We didn't come to stay, we come to play. Rock! Old Lady Dinah dead and gone, got hound ahead about as long as it's flown. Yeah. That old lost train blues boys out the door, partners on the floor. Friends, let's dance an old-timey waltz. Grab that partner over there. You know you like to dance old-time waltzes. All together, boys. Let's play. Brother Jody, come in, let's sing.
You packed up all your things and you gave me back your rings, and you said you didn't love me anymore.
Joe, this sounds like this is getting serious. Tell me.
You gave me all the blame.
Uh-oh.
Took my picture from the frame.
Uh-huh.
Tore it up and threw it on the floor.
Dirty, dirty.
You were searching for a newer love and overlooked a truer love, a love that I offered from the start.
Yeah, go on, boy.
You walked out of my door and right out of my life, but you'll never walk out of my heart.
Oh, Brother G, look out the Walter. Let's play.
Within a heart that's true lies a memory of you, a heart that has done you no wrong.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When the lamp of love burns dim and you no longer care for him, then come back to my heart where you belong. You were searching for a newer love, an overlooked, a truer love, a love that I offered from the start. walked out of my door and right out of my life, but you'll never walk out of my heart.
Well, how do you do, friends? This is something a little different for us. We've all done and said we're going to forget there's microphones in here, that we're putting this on record for you. This is meant to go in all of our old-time friends, new friends, and everybody's home. It's just kind of a souvenir. Of course, we're on the Longhorn label, and we're thrilled enough to be, and I'm glad to say that the man that owns the label is out here with us tonight, and he's agreed that we're going to put this album down in a price as though all of our friends can have one in their home as a souvenir. And this man is Dewey Groom. Come over here, Dewey.
Thank you very much, Bob Wills, and it's an honor to have you on Longhorn Records.
Well, thank you. I've had more fun.
We've been talking about this, Bob, for some time. It's kind of having a little get-together like this, and kind of like an old country dance or sitting around the fireplace playing a little fiddle tunes.
That's right, and everybody sitting around listening.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I think that the folks out there are going to enjoy just hearing you play some of the old Put Your Little Foots and waltzes and breakdowns and stuff like that. I think everybody will enjoy. I know I will.
This. I certainly hope they will. I do.
So let's start off a little toe tapping fiddle tune here.
All right, we got a little thing here that Marvin Montgomery over here, of course, is on banjo with us. It insists we do. He's a dandy. And Sleepy Johnson on guitar, and Brother Luther J. on bass fiddle. Now, that's all we have in this aggregation. Of course, after you hear it, you'll know that. You may say they haven't even got that many. I don't know. But anyway, the old tune that Marvin said, let's play. There's not much fiddling to this tune, but there is a world of people like it. Even Doc Garner up in Turkey, Texas. I always had to play it for him. Big Taters in the Sandy Land. That's all there is to it, Marvin. I could just go on, and that would be it. Say, how you doing anyway since you moved to Big Dallas years ago?
Getting fat and sassy.
Getting fat and sassy. Wonderful, wonderful.
Getting pretty.
You can still sleepy?
I think he's pretty.
Well, both of them banjo players. I know why he's throwing that. I'll tell you why he's throwing that at you, Marvin, because he's jealous of your banjo playing.
You can say that again.
Thank you.
Always was.
No, old Marvin, long time ago, when I can truthfully say, even myself was a kid, and he was still more of a kid. Used to know each other around good old Turkey, Texas. When I said Doc Garner, you kind of grinned there, didn't you? Did. Yes, sir. Well, we've just got a lot of these tunes, friends. As Dewey Groom said, all kind of thrown together. We're going to try a Schottische, all Put Your Little Foot, an old-timey waltz. Incidentally, let's right now. Good waltz. Here we go. Y'all see? Here it is. Hit C there, fellas. a bright one on the end of that one, Leonard. I know I could beat that 35 years ago.
Bob, doggone it, I'd like to hear you do a tune that I used to hear you do back in the early 30s when you and Sleepy and Milton Brown and all the gang was with the Light Crystal Boys. over in Fort Worth.
And to set the record straight, friends, this is Joe Andrews, our singer today with the band. Does a beautiful job.
Well, thank you.
Got
very
some
much.
records on Longhorn that's doing very nice too, Jody.
We're sure
sir.
proud of it.
Well, I will ask you, what was that tune? Are you gonna?
Billy in the Low Ground. I used to listen to this when I died in Whitney, Texas. Used to come out of the cotton fields.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
Now, folks, he's not just making that up because I happen to know you telling the truth.
That's
yes,
right, sir. Never missed one of those programs.
Well-
Without the battery was dead on the radio.
Oh dear. Well, when you said Bill in the low ground, let's say you're hitting below the belt, but if you guys will get C, I'll see if I can hit it. Well, when we said let's don't worry about any endings on these tunes, we meant it, didn't we?
Looks like it.
Yeah, fooling around here with these good musicians, and they're smiling and ending them in just anyway, but I wouldn't feel so good about it if I hadn't played with them when this kid's learning. But you take that Marvin Montgomery now, he's just flat a genius on that banjo. Old Sleepy has slipped away from his banjo. Banjo first, guitar, then from guitar to fiddle. I won't let him play my fiddle because I'm jealous of him. I guess it is true, once a man, twice a child. I must be in a second child. Oh. But we've got a lot of these old tunes in mine in store. That was Bill in the Low Ground. There's one thing that a lot of our friends, younger friends I'll say, gets mixed up. They call a rag a breakdown, like Beaumont Rag, or Lone Star Rag, or Oklahoma Rag. They go up and say, I want you to play that breakdown, Beaumont Rag. I say, that's not a breakdown. That happens to be just an old rag tune. It's not a breakdown. Well, play it anyway. So, by the way, let's play it. What do you say? A little bit of Beaumont Rag. Oh, I'm on the chord. Is everybody in favor of that? I'm in favor of it if I can just do it. That's right, Mr. Johnson. You know, if I ever get in the key, I stay with it from now on. Are you sure enough? Well, thank you, Marvin. Thank you. Yes, sir. Homer, you're sitting over there awful quiet. I'd like to know your feelings about this fiddling, as though I didn't already know.
Bob, I could see those old Matador and 4-6 cowboys dancing to that.
Isn't that the truth?
You bet.
Bet you
That's
are.
mighty fine.
You know, you may think, and a lot of us may think, that this album won't be recognized. But I happen to know from my dancers from night after night all over the country that so many of the old timers, I'm going to put it that way, will walk up and ask for some of these tunes that we don't do at dances because they don't happen to fit.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, I figure they're going to fit because so many people do ask for them. They can sit back at home and listen to them. And all them little bad notes I'm hitting in there and overdoing, I haven't limbered that hand up yet. Well, they're going to
Bob,
look
you're
over it,
doing
I'm
all
sure.
right.
Well, thank you. I need to, yeah. Or maybe I picked too much cotton before I quit. Maybe that's it. But anyway, we got another little thing in mind here, Homer. And this is just a touch of our granddad's old tune. It's going to tie in, and it's going to be a little tune that people are already awful familiar with because later on my baby brother Billy Jack wrote the words to it. But I just want to put a little of it on the old-timey way like my granddad used to play it. And it's called Faded Love.
It sure is, Bob.
Shall
Let's
we?
hear it.
Okay, let's go.
Bob, excuse me for butting in here, but you played a waltz the other night, and I don't know what the title of it is, and I'm not going to ask you, but you know what I'm talking about. A beautiful, slow waltz.
That one kind of in a minor start.
Yeah, and it's in some sort of a minor key. I don't know.
Oh,
Minor, I remember
Huh?
that.
I think I know the one, but we haven't. Well,
We'll put a title to it later. I just want to hear it. That's all. I want to hear it.
Well,
Will you play
Yeah,
it?
let's
what about you,
Everybody
Joe?
likes it.
Sir.
Huh?
Everybody likes
try
What
it.
it.
about
Anyway.
Marvin? Majority wins. I'd say let's at least try it. I wouldn't say do it. Let's try it, fellas. wasn't going to have any classy endings on any of these tunes, and you just had to go touch it off a little bit. That old professional stuff, you making me feel bad, I tell you. But one time, it's all right. I'd say Marvin, ain't bad one time. How about, all right, let's hear you run down on the neck of that thing, just 2 or 3 chords. Sweet. Yeah. Wouldn't that get you? Oh, I'd hate. You know, if it turned him loose on one tune,
I wouldn't do that.
the rest of the album would be ruined for me because I wouldn't have the nerve to play another tune. Just letting him sit
I
there.
would never pick up another banjo. Would
Oh, brother. Well, has anybody got any suggestions? Did we ever get that done and gone on, or did we just... See? Okay, let's see. Boy, it's not the hard one, the other one that I talked about. B flat. I say that was the easy one? I got mixed up. That was the hard one. Friends, I just hope you'll excuse the little flashes in there that I did make, because this is going right along on one tape. And if we throw that one away, that means we have to go way back and start over. So don't expect it of it. Just close your ears. Put Juan? Well, it'd have to be my foot. Couldn't be yours, Luke. That foot of old Luke's is a big one. Whether it's big or little, let's put it. What do you say? Let's see about it. That's the way I love to end them. That's more like it. Yes,
Bob, I was just sitting over there thinking. I just wonder. You've been playing the fiddle for a few years. I know that.
Yes,
but would you just by accident remember the first fiddle tune that you ever played?
You know,
That's asking. Hold on, I know that.
No, in this case, most fellas would actually say, I just can't remember. I tried this one or that one. But I do remember it.
If I recall, you did say you played your first fiddle tune at 7.
7 years old.
You was awful old, wasn't you?
Oh, I was kind of getting up there.
You do remember it?
Yeah, there's a little joke goes with this. It'll just take a little second. It's Cousin Alfred Sanders.
Uh-huh.
He's sitting out in the shade of the house one day. Oh, it was an awful hot day. I I can remember that much.
Mhm.
He had a beautiful little fiddle. I'd give anything to have had, a child, about
yeah.
7 years old. And he just kept going on and over and over and over this tune. Finally, I said, Cousin Alfred, I've never tried that tune in my life, and I can beat you right now. He said, son, if you can, I'll take this fiddle and bust it over the foot of the bed in 1,000 pieces. He said, here, try it. And I guess he must have thought I beat him, because he said, come on. We went in the house, and it's our granddad, his sister's boy, Cousin Alfred. She was in the kitchen and said, Ma, come here. She walked to the door in the bedroom. Of course, old iron beds them days. Just as she walked there, he did. He taken that beautiful little fiddle and hit it over the foot of that bed and busted it, I think, in 1,000 pieces. He said, Ma, he said, that kid taking that fiddle and beat me on that tune I've been working days on. And I just want to tell you here and now, I'll never hit or strike another tune as long as I live. So that's how I remember the first tune I ever played. And fellas, as musicians, please don't feel too bad about it. It's just a two-finger deal. Shall we?
We got you.
All right, let's go. Well, that's all there is to it. If I went over and over and over, that's what you get right there.
Not bad.
I bet you don't remember a Schottische.
A Schottische?
Sure.
Oh, we haven't put a Schottische on yet. No. Well, Marvin, glad you brought that up, as a manager of mine used to say, this retard now. That's a little bit of, I believe it's C, isn't it? Yeah. Shall we? Nobody, just pat your feet out there, boys. Carpet on the floor. Oh. Homer, yes, sir. You've already told me a big story. You're not supposed to be around here this late. You're supposed to have left a long time ago.
I got a little carried away, Bob.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you stuck around. This is Homer Harrison, friends. Really, he's out here with us enjoying this thing. And he's been enjoying it for several years.
I sure have,
He's
Bob.
a wonderful actor if he hasn't been.
I sure have.
Paducah, Texas is the
That's
home
it.
of this boy. Yes, sir. He and old Luke's kind of been button heads more or less, along about the same age. I think Luke's a little older than you.
Looks a good bit older than I am, Bob.
Yeah, there you are. Stay with it, Homer. I'm for it. Joe, what have you got to say on
I
here?
sure would love to hear you do Gone Indian.
Gone Indian? Have we got time? Yeah. All right. Well, that comes under the head of D. Yes, sir. There's no disappointment in heaven, no weariness, sorrow, or pain, no hearts that are bleeding are broken, no song with a minor refrain, no clouds of the earthly horizon will never appear where all will be sunshine and gladness, with never a sob nor a sigh. I'm bound for that beautiful city our Lord has prepared for his own, where all redeemed of all ages sing glory around the white throne. Sometimes I grow homesick for heaven and the joys of my life shall behold. Oh, what joy that will be when my Savior I see in that beautiful city of gold. Well, thank you, fellas. Unfortunately, I happened to be a little bit hoarse on it, but I couldn't resist the opportunity of putting it on this album of old-time memories of a lot of folks, I'd say. Well, looks like that's just about it. And friends, we do hope here and there and all around and everywhere that you will enjoy this just thrown-together album. We'll put it that way. Thanks to you, Sleepy Johnson,
Yes, sir.
Marvin Montgomery, and Brother Luther J. Joe. Oh, boy, Joe, you've done more than any of us, really, by helping us around here. Hey, Joe Andrews.
I'll say one thing, sir. I hope everybody enjoys it just half as much as I have.
Well, bless your heart. And, of course, Dewey Groom is out here with us, and Homer Harrison. So that winds it all up, and so long, and until you show us you like this and until we make another one. Bye.